There he is. Right, let's see if this works again. Hi. This is another Friends with Tourette's episode. It will be put on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi. I am currently live on Instagram. This is me. This is my partner Charles. And we're just waiting for people to come in. We are...
Hello, Cooper.
Waiting for Jodi to join. Because we are talking to Jodi and her daughter. There we go. Nicole. 1, 2, 3.
Is it gonna work?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi, Cozza.
Oh,
Hello, Robbie.
I've done it!
Yay!
Wow.
Sorted. Hi. Ooh. How are you guys?
That was difficult, that was.
That was very difficult. It's alright. We're all a bit not tech savvy. I'm not that tech savvy, I don't know about you.
We're old.
Ooh. So just for the process of the live and for YouTube, we have Jodi here, who has a 13-year-old daughter called Nicole. Nicole, over the last few months, has developed tic-like symptoms. We haven't got a diagnosis yet, but not my word for gospel. It does look very similar to Tourette's and the way I started my journey with the migraines. But Nicole got her vocalization a hell of a lot earlier than I did. I got mine at 21. She started hers at 13. There are people on here, by the way, Nicole, that run a group on TikTok called Twitch Teens. That's a group of teenagers that have all the same TikTok page, and they post up things about Tourette's and all that lot. So afterwards, I'll get you involved with them if you want to. So,
Got a cup of coffee here?
yeah. What have you guys been up to today?
Priorities.
Yeah. Can't get them out of bed. What are you guys up to today?
I sort of need matchsticks that hold my eyelids open.
Well, Nicole spent the morning, she got back from her dad's this morning and she's just spent the morning cleaning out all her rats, haven't you? Yeah. And being on, like, a thingy to your friend, haven't you, all morning? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I woke up, done the turtles. It's clearly breeding season for the turtles.
How are
The eggs, they're doing brilliant. They're like, you can start seeing the little embryo growing and all that lot. I've noticed we've got the same sort of tick as well, Nicole, the whistle, which seems very...
That was one of the first ones, was like the mouth and then a few hand ones that you're doing now, and then the whistle came, didn't it? And that was the first vocal one you did, was the whistle. And then now I tell people to shut up. Now we've progressed to shut up, retards. Yeah, we've gone to crazy world now.
Don't feel that you need to hold them back or suppress them. Just let them go, just let them out. Because I feel that when you let them in, it hurts too much.
It does. Suppression tics.
Went walking with a friend, didn't we? Yes. Hi, Evie. And
Hey, Astra.
a couple of days ago, didn't we? We went walking, and the whole way you weren't really doing a lot, were you? No. And then when you got back, you kind of went crazy. And I did say to her, "Is it because you've tried to like hold them in a bit?"
I was touched by a priest.
He wasn't.
I wasn't. So yeah, holding your tics in can, like I described it to you guys on the phone, it feels like fire ants eating up the back of your spine. So it's like, I don't know, and my back kind of fuses as well. Like I need to tense. I can sit there sometimes looking like I need the toilets and sat there like that. But I don't want to let it out. But like I said, we've discussed multiple like coping mechanisms. So one that you tried to do with the clips is like between the thumb and the like this bit here. So that helps because it just helps relieve pressure a little bit. So I know that you said
person is different.
Each person is different. So I know that you turned around and you said that you tried it and you got the clips. Is there, and that sort of hasn't worked. It's sort of progressed to get beyond that. Is there anything else that you tried since
We've got
then?
Grandma here, Nicole. Hi, Grandma.
Oh yeah, you got Gar on the. Yeah, we've got like a multitude of drugs now. We've got like a drug shelf going on, haven't we? Yeah. So,
4999.
She's got like, yeah, exactly. She's got like.
There we go. Twitch Teams has just joined, Nicole, so you can just follow them if you want to, and then you can talk.
We'll have to join that. Don't do it now. You can do it after. Yeah, she's got. We saw on a load of other Tics and Tourette sites about magnesium spray and stuff. So I bought her that. That arrived the other day, didn't it? I haven't had a chance to use that.
No.
Yet. Yes, you did. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to use that yet. That's the like comical one that keeps. It's a conversation with her, and she's like, "How at you?" Like, and she goes, "I meant yes."
See, what I'm liking is the fact she's already embracing it. There's no holding it in and being embarrassed by it.
It's been hard. I think probably the last 3 weeks has been the hardest, haven't it?
Yeah.
And we have been sat crying and been like, it's the end of the world and it's awful. But now Nicole and we're like, you are definitely embracing it. You are definitely like, just you're living with it, aren't you? It is just part of you now, and it's not a bad thing. Yeah,
Not a bad thing. No, it's a part of everyone. And obviously, I want to get out there that Nicole hasn't been formally diagnosed yet, or officially diagnosed with Tourette Syndrome. So obviously,
I'm not
could you kind of explain what tests they done in the hospital for Nicole when she had a tic?
Nicole had her first, what I didn't know until I spoke to you, Ryan, was a tic attack. Had like an attack of like a cluster of tics to the point where it was her whole body, and to anybody looking on, it looked like she was having a fit or a seizure. It was really bad, but the point was she was still conscious and still able to speak to me, and it was painful, wasn't it? That
It was
first
painful
one you had,
down my back
because she was throwing her neck back and her head around, and she was in agony. So we did, and it went on for like 3.5 hours. We tried all sorts of things to calm her down, and nothing was working. We called 111, and she ended up having paramedics here, and the tic attack went on for 7 hours. By which point she just exhausted herself out, crying and in pain, didn't you? And you just basically just fell asleep, still ticking. The second tic attack she had was more violent than the first one, and we ended up in hospital with that. But you weren't in pain, were you?
I wasn't okay, I was still bubbling.
She was still laughing and just getting annoyed that she couldn't finish the goddamn game that she was trying to play. So yeah, she had blood tests at the hospital, which all came back clear, and they've now thankfully given us an urgent referral to a paediatrician. We're waiting for that. I've called the hospital this morning, but she hasn't been given a booking date yet. I know that from speaking to them, the non-urgent ones, they're getting appointments from September. So it will be before September. So I've got
it's with all the COVID thing, everything's backed up. And
yeah. So hopefully it will be in a few weeks, hopefully. I did try going the private route, which I can do, but it's like 365 quid for the first consultant, and then £250 per test, which is going to be, because the next thing they're going to want to do is an MRI scan.
That's what Ryan has.
No.
So I've got a question, Ryan, from Lynn. So Nicole had an adapt overnight. She had to adapt to her Tourette's. Did that happen with you, Ryan?
Okay, good question, to be fair. That's obviously your mum, your grandma. So with me, it kind of started with migraines when I was 14. Big pressure headache. Was doing drama in school, and then I was like, I need to go to the medical room. Got through it, then felt like somebody had put a pin in the balloon that was in my head. Pressure went, and it burst. And I started having head tics, which then obviously I was rushed to blood tests. I was rushed for urine tests, MRI, CAT scans, X-rays, the whole shebang. Could have been a tumour, it could have been a brain malfunction. They couldn't find anything. Thyroid issue, the lot. It was ridiculous.
Questioned everything.
It went from head to the shoulders, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and then to the arm, which they classed as alien hand syndrome at one point. because it just grasps things, punch through glass.
That's what the cold's doing, really, in a sense.
And then
yesterday, she said, sorry to interrupt you. Yesterday, when
that's
she was
right.
with Dad all day, she was like, she ended up having to have like a bottle with a lid on it because she was chucking.
Yeah. Ooh, stop wanking.
Yeah, sorry, alien hand syndrome.
That's all right. So yeah, alien hand syndrome. So, and then it would also do like a windmill. Ooh. And then that kind of calmed down. And then, so they kind of thought that, oh, puberty was like, because I was a little late in puberty, puberty sort of hit in, he's growing out of it. And then I started having what looked like these seizures. Ooh. I was worming around and all that lot. I used to be having them at least every other day when they first started. So I had in this 3 months in school. The only good side of it is my eye was ripped. I didn't have to go to a gym. So, and then I tried uni. I got a little bit bad at uni. And obviously,
that's where the MS started.
So that's when the FND started coming in. So functional neurological disorder. And they sort of, my legs started playing up. So that's when I started getting symptoms of MS and Parkinson's. So I had to go through all the tests again. And then I was at work one day, and I thought, right, I'm going to have one of my seizures. And I've gone down to the manager, and luckily the manager at the time was my best friend and also my old neighbour. So I sat down, and she's gone, do you want a glass of water? And then the first thing came out of my mouth was, no, you can die of thirst. And then that was it. Charlie got a phone call saying, you need to come and have a look at this. And then I went to my neurologist literally a few days later.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I've been playing with the idea of Tourette's for a while. I've just wanted it to come out naturally.
And his doctor said, honestly, and I'm thankful that he said it, that he didn't want to diagnose something that hadn't formed completely yet, because he didn't want to put something in Ryan's mind and diagnose something if it wasn't it. So even though he knew that all these fits that were coming out were like suppressed tics, he said he didn't want to say it was Tourette's or full-blown Tourette's until it came out. And he was thankful that it came out, really, because it was suppressing.
They didn't want to put it in my head for it to... And that's what I'm trying... Hello! I think we just kicked at each other then. So, like, obviously, with Nicole, with Tourette, you need at least one vocal tic, constant vocal tic. Like, you can have ones that change, but the whistling, the no, the retard, the shut up, anything like that. And 2 complex motor tics. So that's the head jerking and like other things. You need them for at least a good period of 12 months.
Yeah.
But just because some days or a week you could even be fine, don't think, oh my God, it's going. It whacks and wanes. So like you get a full moon, and then the next few weeks you get no moon, if you kind of know what I mean. So like, it all kind of weaves in together, but we will power through it. You will power through it, and Nicole will get there in the end. But like I said, we're not going just because it hasn't been diagnosed. Yeah, it's the onset and the sudden happening of it. The way you described it to me it very relates to my story.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think because it came. It wasn't. It wasn't. It started like in March, in the beginning of the March, but it was so slow to start with, wasn't it? And it was just head and neck and
just head, and then I have to put like stuff on my neck.
But then literally in the May, it's just gone nuts. In May, it's just literally. Obviously, we're shushing mom and everything.
Nicole, do you get worse when you feel hot, when it's like when you've been in the sun a lot, or when you just feel exhausted and tired?
It feels worse when I'm tired.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. I get achy. I can't concentrate on anything. Ooh, you ninja.
So when you've had a tic attack, do you feel the next day that you're more rested, there's more headspace in you?
It depends how much sleep I've had. If I go to sleep just like tired, I'm all right the next day, but I'm still really tired.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
The second tic attack. Shush! You didn't tick as much the next morning, did you? For a while,
Yeah,
you had
I was
quite a quiet
tired.
and then came like later, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I get worse throughout the day.
does
Like,
be that she's worse like from lunchtime onward almost.
Shush.
But then that I contradict myself with that, because the other morning was when you started saying shut up, and we were watching a program together, weren't we?
interrupting cow.
But the thing is, we were saying to her, we were like, "Oh, shut up! We don't like you," because we didn't like you.
No, we
So I
didn't.
kept saying,
And
"Shut
then
up."
that happened.
Shush.
I guess you can, like, we play around with Tics, don't we? He has the annoying phrase that we're not going to say, because it does set me off. And I can see in his face he really wants to do it, just to show you guys.
Say it, Charlie. Do it.
Oh!
Okay.
Fuck off! The normal, I can't order KFC properly. Oh! So,
You'll find things. I think what Ryan's trying to say is a trigger.
you'll find triggers.
Yeah.
And obviously, Charlie, that's I don't know why, I don't know how it came about. I'm a big fan of the food. I can stuff myself
I
with
think
it.
that's why. It's because you like it. It like triggers an emotion for you. Like, yeah, excitement. And it's sort of,
You're gay.
if it comes out in excitement, anger, rage, anything, a tic can represent the feeling. And I've noticed that. So for me, for him saying the F off, it's just excitement.
You know.
I'm not that over it.
There's a bit of buffering. Bit of buffering issues.
We're back.
Buffering. Bit of buffering there.
Shut up.
Oh, there we go. You're back.
There we go.
There we go. Right, you're fine. Ooh,
There's a slight slow connection. Just a slight slow connection.
there we go. Let's
Hello,
give
can
it
you
time
hear
for it to. I can hear you. Yeah, you.
No,
There we go.
it froze. We lost.
Oh. Keeps going in and out. There we go. Cool. Yeah, fine. Right.
Yeah,
so-
that's no lag.
oh, that's all right. You know, internet issues, lockdown issues. You got lockdown here and.
Hey, Bashley.
Yeah,
No.
she was the 2 tic attacks that she's had have come when she's been like really happy, excited.
But one of them. No.
Hello, we've lost.
Shut up.
Ooh, you back?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I mean,
No.
do we start it again? Not start the live again, like all the questions, but I don't know. Would it be easier to come off live and go back on? Or are you guys okay now?
Yeah.
Right, you're okay now.
It's okay
Yeah.
now.
Right.
I feel all right.
Right.
Pause this, Charles, because that's using internet. There we go. Charlie put a 12-hour coral reef thing in the
I just
background.
put something in the background instead of seeing like the news, the weather, just something nice on the TV for
Shut
people to see.
Keeps.
Ooh.
That's not very nice.
But should we start it? Nah.
It's okay now.
Shut up. It keeps coming
Yes.
off.
I don't know if it's theirs or ours though, babe.
What we'll do is we'll on YouTube, I'll try and cut where it starts to go funny and we start messing around, and then I'll download this one, stitch it together. I've done media for 3 years. I'm like,
We all good now.
we all good? Yeah, right.
So, any viewers got any questions for people that are joining? We've got 7 people watching now.
There was we were before it all
Shut
went
up.
frozen. Charles was talking about all the different types of emotions that can set it off.
Yes.
To start with, Nicole's was she was getting upset and
Oh.
stressed over schoolwork, and that
Shut
was what
up.
the first things were. Then after that, the 2 tic attacks didn't come from upset or worry. You'd had really good days on both those days.
I was.
hadn't you?
We were talking to
You were
Hannah, and I was
happy
trying
and
to play my
excited.
game.
Yeah,
Shut
it
up.
wasn't. It wasn't bad. So
Yeah.
it's.
That shut up. It's just
Ooh,
classic.
interrupting cow. Woo.
Oh, baby joined.
Ooh. So who's
Hey,
just
Bailey.
joined?
Bailey. We got Twitch teams joined again. Welcome back.
Is that a boy or a girl, Bailey?
Boy.
Your boyfriend? Oh, well, it's just the way you went all shy. I don't know. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I kind of sit there and I get lazy when I'm like playing games and that, and I'm like, right, Charles, move everything, and we literally have to move everything. But it's funny, isn't it? That I have a tic tac and break nothing. Charlie just pokes a glass on a bin and it shatters.
Yeah, I don't know my own strength sometimes.
What did you do?
Shush.
So our water dragons, we've got it like like they're underneath our bed. We don't like lay on them, but I was like, oh, I need the glass sort of fell out of the sliders to help bring it across. And Charlie's just gone, oh, just poke it in. And as he poked it in, it's on crack. Yeah, I have all these Tic Tacs. I nearly broke his nose with an Antinox bottle, right? I've broke nothing.
Well, you have.
Well, I've sort of I put walls in A&E, holes in the wall in A&E. I scared a few nurses that we couldn't come back in the room, would they? Because I kept saying stuff about Jack the Ripper in this really weird husky voice, and they said it was just horrible, and they couldn't come back in. They didn't know what was going on because, like I said, and like we said, you don't know the power. And obviously, when I've got that horrible demonic voice, that is now my dissociative personality. And then that power, it does sort of look like I can understand why people want to bless me with holy water.
Exercise.
Yeah. Your mother sucks cocks in hell. So it's kind of like that. So what's Twitch team said? Just wanted to say, Nicole, welcome to the wonderful world of Tourette's.
And you nearly broke a church window and pews.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
So many people with so many stories of what they've broken or nearly broken with Tourette's. And yeah, she's one of the worst door in the bedroom, because you said about that and like about the feeling of wanting to grab stuff and do stuff with your alien hand syndrome thingy.
Yeah.
She's been having that and like wanting to throw stuff or trying
I
to.
wanted to. At Dad's house, I wanted to throw a can of Coke.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw some other things.
I've broke my arm too, Twitch teams.
What about your leg, Brian?
Oh yeah. So what I've done is, I've checked, but
it wasn't over 2 weeks really.
No, one of our baby turtles decided to fall. I don't know how. It vanished out of the top tank into our big predatory turtle tank.
Into a bottom tank.
Right? And we couldn't get into it without having to drain the tank and everything. I'm freaking out at this point because my godson is here, banging on the glass, trying to get the big one's attention. This little one's going on. I've never seen anything so big. I'm freaking out because I'm like,
It was a scene from Jaws.
Yeah, I was like, this is an 8-pound turtle. I don't want it hurt. I don't want him going. Oh, man. Anyway, our bed is stacked on sort of like concrete slabs, and I've gone like, I can't fucking use this tank. So I've legged it and got my next door neighbour Luke. That's when I looked down at my leg and I've gone, crap. I've literally shindigged like concrete slab things. And then what my Tourette's done is constantly keep battering it.
Oh.
And I mean, it wasn't a small wound, was it? It was.
Yeah, so when something
I thought I broke it.
In pain or something's like really troubling someone with it, I can imagine. Like if Nicole has a scratch or a scab, that's a trigger then to go itch, because you need to get off. But even though you know you shouldn't be itching it, it's because it's there and it shouldn't be there, it becomes a trigger.
So yeah, obviously, and then the leg just kept swelling up because I was pelting it, and I've gone. My mate Sam took me to like a hospital thing in Portsmouth, and everyone's saying, "No, you haven't broken it." But one of these, the nurse at first was like, "People forget there's this tiny bone behind the shin, the front of the shin that you can easily break and not realise." So they sent me for an X-ray. And the X-ray couldn't even see my bone. My leg was that white. Where my Tourette's had kept hitting it, I'd caused myself to have a blood clot in my leg.
Oh god.
So I had to have dinners and DVTs like, so, and all that lot. And that's why I went running the other day and I had to put my boot back on because I had to hit everything because like I don't know what happened. But yeah, that was probably the scariest thing. Oh my god, Ryan, that sounds
But it's true. It's true.
Oh, at the end of the day, I can laugh at that now. I'm laughing at Tail eating.
The thing is, in anything, what you've got to see, and this is my mentality, is that once you've got over the one hurdle, it's so much easier. After you've got over one hurdle, you've seen how you've got over that hurdle. You're better. You're better from getting over that third hurdle. So many more hurdles are going to come. Your approach is going to be different, better, because you've had an experience to base it on. So moving into a bad situation, you're like, actually, I've been in this situation before. What did I do in that situation? Oh, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to go this way.
Oh, we're buffering again. There we go. Oh, we're back buffering. There we go.
Yeah, it's worked.
You're back. So, oh, Nicole, you there?
Technology's great when it works.
Yeah.
It is great when it works. Oh, but it doesn't really affect the live. I mean, it's just a little, and this is what I like. I like to keep it raw.
Yeah.
So like on YouTube and that, people will see it's raw, and we're not editing it just to put in the good stuff. If you know what I mean. So, but so I want to ask Nicole, did you know that this was starting? Can you hear me? You didn't know.
It paused. I didn't know.
Ask Ryan again then.
I think we've dropped out again.
Yeah, I think we have dropped out again.
We've got 12 people watching. What's the connection like?
We can hear you, but you're just all.
Oh, there we go. Right, so yeah, we couldn't hear you then, Nicole. So, what did you know this was coming on, or did you know something different was happening in your brain, or?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Oh, I'm the same. That's why I asked, because I wanted to know if anybody else had the sense of like what I class as an aura, and like you kind of felt it coming on. I mean, the day that the vocal tics started, I had a bit of a bad morning, like really bad morning. Like we had something was happening in our block of flats anyway, and I couldn't get out to work, and I wanted to go to work, and obviously then that was just an amount of stress. But then they tried to put me on shop floor and it just didn't work, did it really?
Before your Tourette's started, Nicole, was you quite a hyperactive person anyway? Like always energetic, had loads of energy in you, wanted to do things all the
Yeah. I was always quite stressed over school and stuff like that.
She's always been a bit of a worrywart. She always is over anxious about lots of things. Like even going to school normal without any extra pressure. You didn't want to go to secondary school, did you? That's a normal. I think that's just a normal child thing. But now she's more like concerned about going back to school if we go back to school here, and or having to start a brand new move because obviously we're moving, aren't we?
Yeah.
But you've been speaking more and more to your friends, haven't you? So you feel like
a few more people know and stuff.
You feel like you're being more accepted as the new you, really. Yeah. There's no other way of being able to put it without it like that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just another adult to you.
So I know Bailey's on here, Riley's on here, and
now she knows all her friends are watching this, and now she's having a freak out. Like,
Hi, all of Nicole's friends. So, how are you feeling today?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Jodi? Like, yeah.
Here's the spotlight.
I'm like, well, I don't know. 1 minute I'm good, the next I'm not.
Crying.
The next I'm like,
All sad.
yeah, it's just
Stressful.
because you don't want there to be any
Shut
problems
up.
with your children. And I'm not saying this is a problem, but it is like massive pressure for her. And you know, when you just want things as they were. And I know that that's a really selfish parent thing to say.
Not.
But I'm being like honest. However, this doesn't make anything any different between us. We've sat and cried together, haven't we? It's not like
pretty much.
like it's made our relationship any better or any worse. It just worked.
I can see you're about to break anyway.
Do you know what I mean? It's just
It's not selfish to want your daughter to be healthy.
I think the same. I always want my partner to be normal. But who is normal?
that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Well, because I'm certainly not. But
Yeah.
Oh, you wear makeup.
I do.
I think, do you know what? This is all okay. Day-to-day basis, we're both able to deal with, aren't we? We can cope with this.
Yeah.
But I think it's when she has the tic attack.
Was lost again.
The buffering.
Oh. Oh.
Shh. We've lost you. Are we
Technology.
there again? Hello?
There we go, you're back.
Hello?
You were talking about Tic Tacs.
What
Yeah,
even?
that's
What
the
even?
only thing that
Exactly.
it's just hard because I don't know how to help, and you're having to watch someone that you love and care about go through something that you can't physically help. And the first one, when she's screaming and crying and begging me to make it stop, like, it's the most distressing thing as a parent, not being able.
It sets your anxiety off. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, my Charlie blamed himself. My dad blamed
I still
himself.
do.
Woo! My mum blamed herself. My sister, when I was in hospital, that time I was in hospital for about 2 weeks, she hugged Charlie and said she wouldn't know what to do.
That really touched me because she came up to me when Ryan was in a real bad state and out of it, really, sucking on the Entomox bottle, had loads of lorazepam, loads of diazepam. He was horrible. And even through that, he had 30 milligrams of diazepam and he was conscious. He was like, I would have 5 milligrams and I'm gone. And his brain is so overworked and so powerful. And Nicole, you need to see that, is that you are a powerful person. And it's extraordinary that you and Ryan have this because you have so much power than us normal people.
You should start the X-Men.
You deal with other things that we don't know what you're going through. So it's hard for us to know what's going inside your head and what's triggering things. And then when Ryan says, oh, I can't do this, even though he was 1 minute he was fine, and then all of a sudden it switches. I can't do it. I was like, what's changed? What's gone on? Because now we've got to drop everything to leave that situation. Even if we're just about to go through the checkouts to pay for a food shop, and he's like, no, I'm done. I'm calling the taxi. I need to go home. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? It's really hard for us, in a sense, is that we've got to sort of communicate with Ryan and Nicole in the saying, what's going on? Calm down. Just sit over there. Just take 10 minutes and control yourself and talk to yourself. And where was I going with this?
I don't know.
What was the first thing I was saying?
Oh, Charles, it was going well, though.
It's because we don't know what to do in those situations, and we're just like guessing game. It's a guessing game. And then when we get paramedics telling us what we should be doing and thinking they know better when we experience it firsthand on a 24/7 basis is ludicrous. And I think we need to get more acknowledgement out there and more awareness, and that's why doing these videos is going to be good. It's because the NHS can see it, the doctors can see it.
We should make a porno.
We shouldn't make a porno, but we should say, and spread awareness of what actually goes on like this. It's not a comedy thing. And back in the days, in the 1970s, they used to take the mick out of people with Tourette's, and it's become a comedic thing. And I don't think it should be anymore.
No. I mean,
It really corrupts the mental health.
the first proper big Tourette's TV thing that highlighted it was John Davies, the Scottish bloke.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Paul's good
and Fred
friends with.
Stevenson. Yeah, they're really good friends. But
Really good friends.
when he was younger, they really highlighted
difficulties.
Tourette's and the difficulties of it.
Like going
It
shopping.
was sort of change of direction with the documentary and where like Tourette's was going. Instead of making it more of a comedic thing, it was very much a change. And
Absolutely.
so the John Davies, I think it was in the 90s it came out. It was when he was young, and like it showed him hitting his mum or his carer in the face during shopping and all that lot, and then how he felt afterwards. So it's very recently that Tourette's is just
It's reality. That's why when we were on the TV show, me, part 2, Paul was in the first one, they wanted someone else with Tourette's, and when he, on national TV, hit me in the face with a chicken breast, that was, for me, embarrassing. But can he help that? Exactly. So just put it in. He can't help it. If he hits me in the face with a salmonella fillet, then that's fine.
trying to say that
Salmonella fillet. Salmonella fillet. And then he chucks the chicken that he slapped in my face into Plot's tank and then Plot at it.
Yeah, and the turtle ate it. So I wasn't too.
So, yeah.
No, she was really worried about paramedics came because she was worried she was going to end up hitting or kicking one of them, because that's what she was doing, was like her arms were going, her legs were going, and like was thrashing about, and she had literally, she couldn't walk, she couldn't stand.
Me called the other half.
So like, what's up? She was more, you were getting upset that you might hurt one of the paramedics, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine, they deal with stuff like this all the time. And then they came in and they were like, yeah, we've never dealt with this ever.
Shut up.
And I was like, brilliant.
See, the nice thing is like the paramedics around here, because I've got a care plan. Unfortunately, most of them know me. They've all seen me at least once. So like
Every time a paramedic come into the flat, they're like, more turtles?
yeah, they literally look at me and go, turtles. And then we've got a giant gourami, which is a fish. And the funniest thing was, Charlie's went, yeah, look at my prized fish. She's always wanted one. It's getting huge. And this woman, I think she was from Indonesia, so she was a different culture over there. And she looked at it and she's gone, you keep them as pets? And Charlie's gone, yeah. She went, my grandma keeps those for dinner. So it's literally like the culture difference.
In her country, it's like keeping
Chickens.
cod and chips in a tank.
Yeah, she couldn't understand why we kept them. Like she kept the gourami, and in a way,
So she came in here and was like, why have you got a fish fillet in your tank?
But I get that, and then it's when they start off conversations like that is when my tic tac starts to slow down, because I then go into nerd mode. It's like, this turtle, this turtle, this turtle, this turtle. It's like somebody found a snapper the other day and was like, oh, I'm going to put it in a pond in my back garden because it can survive on ice. No, it needs to go, it can survive on ice, but it needs a load of silt and gas bubbles underwater to be able to breathe that in. If it hasn't got it, it goes into oxygen debt and you're hurting it. So, yeah, and then I just kind of had to fight my tongue because I couldn't go and stand it.
So I have a question. Ryan's hobbies are turtles, pets, education, and watching TV and movies. What is yours, Nicole? So what is your distraction or hobby that really takes your Tourette's out of scenario?
Either all of my friends, when I'm with Evie, I hardly do anything.
Your rats. And doing street dance as well.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of something animals. No. Right. This is going to make you really laugh at the moment. I like my turtles, yeah? You like your rats. We've literally got the whole cast of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Sort of question.
We literally have the whole cast of
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, you've got Splinter, I've got Turtles, we're fine. Sorry.
So all we need is a Donatello, a Ralph, which we've got, a Michelangelo, and a... What's the other one?
Oh, no. Raphael.
Raphael. No, that's a Raphael.
I don't know. Oh!
If the viewers know it, just say it in the questions. Otherwise, I'm going to be brain troubled.
So,
How awesome.
Yeah, I know.
how do the animals make you feel, Nicole? When you feel really like pent up and you need to, and you're really chicky, when you go to your rats, how does, try and explain how it feels when it calms down.
When I hold Bear, I feel much more calmer and more like comfortable.
Yes.
Good.
And do you think that he kind of feels that you need comfort? Did you say you have a connection with him more than the other?
Yeah, because he's more of a cuddly rat, so he knows when he needs to kind of settle down and like lie down and go to sleep. And when I'm having like a little moment, like when I have a tic or something, he's all normal and he'll just cuddle me and go to sleep. Shush.
You know what's really nice is that since I've been with Brian, and since speaking with you, Nicole, is that have you seen the new Dr. Dolittle?
No.
You need to watch it because, in a sense, it takes out that animals talk English and they all talk English. Is that the doctor actually communicated with the animals' languages instead and picked up what they wanted, like a cat's meow. Oh, I'm hungry. It's a certain type of meow, high pitch meow, etc., etc. And it dictated the fact that you can actually talk to the animals. And I believe that all animals have a soul. All animals are beings, and you can communicate with them.
I think they know.
And in a sense, every animal is a therapeutic animal, and that's why we want to do what we want to do. And with the dogs that you rescue as well, is that they come to the people that help. They know that you're giving them the love. So, in a sense, what you guys need to remember is that you've got the love around you, you've got the support, so be who you are and embrace it.
I'm really proud of Nicole for doing that TikTok with you. Yeah.
We're all unique.
Ooh,
we've got turtles with bumpy shells, we've got turtles with soft shells. We're all unique, and we've all got our own DNA. We've just got to embrace our own inabilities.
Yeah. But yeah, that TikTok that Nicole done for me, I was really proud of that one. Ooh!
Oh, the dancing one.
The one where everybody's talking, that one, and then it's like, oh!
Yeah, Nicole did a duo with that one with you, didn't you, on TikTok? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. So, I know you were talking about you're worried about going back to school or going to school, ooh, like your new school. Showing them videos like this and other things.
Like Stumpy. Shut up!
Oh! It's a good job people know you have Tourette's, Nicole, or you had tics, because that was buffering. You literally just heard you go,
I absolutely love the shut up thing. I absolutely love it.
Oh,
sorry.
That's all right. She's off. She all right?
Yeah, she's gone to get a pillow.
This is what we've done. If we stand up, we've actually got heightened cushions to make us.
I'm a short ass. So as I was saying, like Nicole, like
we're like bouncing.
When you go back to school or when you go to your new school, videos like this will be able to help show your teachers educate your teachers and what's going on. Because you do get a lot of teachers that are a bit like,
they have no clue. They're toffee noses.
Oh,
they're all about higher education. Oh, we're all about this. And I'm like, yeah, but that's to mainstream. My daughter, my partner, has specialised needs. And if you're not thinking about that, then I'm just going to pick up my specialised need person and I'll teach them at home or whatever. So, for me, they need to have an understanding. Any healthcare professionals, any education professionals, they need to have an understanding that everyone is unique. Teaching someone with autism is like teaching someone with Tourette's. They need specialised needs. They can't be in crowded spaces. They can't concentrate in crowded spaces. So if Nicole needs to sit separate sometimes, just to focus on what she needs to do, then she doesn't need to be ashamed of saying to the teacher, "Do you mind if I go and sit in the office or something, so I can have a little bit of quiet space to do my work?"
My school even got a bed for me in the medical room at my secondary school. Because I'd be so tired, but I'd be so determined not to go home because I wanted to carry on with my schoolwork. I'd have my tick bit or pseudo t-shirt. They'd put me on the bed. I'd fall asleep for one period and then I'd go back to do my work. Even though the school was like, "Right, you need to go home," I'd be like, "No, I want to do the schoolwork."
And they never penalised Ryan for not doing this. They always organise exams different days.
Oh yeah, I had so if you need to do exams, Nicole, you probably end up like having an extra half hour.
Yeah.
Like you go into a separate room and you can get scribe because obviously if you're ticking, you won't be able to write. So kind of helps that my one sort of hint when I said answers. So I had the moderator was my medical teacher, and the bloke was the person that was writing all that on the scribe was sort of like a special ed help sort of teacher, and they both I'd answer something and they go, "Is that really the answer?" And it was kind of like, "You're helping me cheat, like really?" So I wouldn't recommend that they actually do that. But and then like what I think afterwards they knew me so well. Afterwards, my medical teacher just sort of
ladies
gave me a cigarette, and this was in secondary school.
Yeah,
the medical teacher would take me out for cigarettes during if I needed a break. Because obviously we didn't know it was Tics at that time. They just knew that I was.
No, I was going to put that out there. She doesn't need to smoke.
Oh no, she doesn't need to smoke. I was just a little.
No.
I was just a little git at school. Oh.
So the thing is, I need to ask Ryan something that you can relate. I think for you, Nicole, you need to push as much as a diagnosis as Ryan did. Because the weight that was lifted off of Ryan's shoulders when the doctor said to him, "You have Tourette's," was the fact that you need to push for that diagnosis. Not in the sense of that you want a name for it, is that you need to have that diagnosis so that everyone can have that care for you. So that I'm Nicole, I have Tourette Syndrome, I'm diagnosed with it. If it's all pseudo or if it's not in the books, they don't help, like, as you said, the NHS and the ambulance crew, because there was no diagnosis there, they didn't really have a clue. So for Ryan and yourself, I think pushing for that diagnosis is important, really important.
Yeah, and I will probably say as well, because don't be put off if you have to do different drug trials, because I've been on so many. And yes, I worry about what is done to my body, but at the end of the day, if I didn't go through them steps, I wouldn't have found the pregabalin helps. Yeah, pregabalin's not really a medication for Tourette, it's just the whole anxiety tablet.
Yeah.
But where it takes that anxiety away from day-to-day life, or it helps reduce it, like it's helped me massively. And then obviously I've got Dopiclone, my antidepressants. And my diazepam. So,
and for me, it's scary, like seeing Ryan dependent on tablets. Like, obviously, as a mum, Jodi, you can probably understand me and what I say is that giving your partner tablets or daughter tablets and not actually knowing what that tablet is doing for them. Yes, it's helping them in that current moment and situation, but there should be other alternatives than just relying upon a med. I think
so. What are you trying to do at the moment, Nicole? Like with, I don't know, behind the counter treatments at the moment that are helping you. So, like your oils or
CBD.
CBD oil.
CBD oil, magnesium. What is it called?
You've got magnesium tablets that you're taking, and you're taking vitamin D, aren't you?
Yeah. Taking that relaxing.
Oh yeah, I've got like rescue remedy for her. And then, like I said, we got the magnesium spray now, haven't we, as well? We haven't tried that. And then I bought you like a lavender oil, haven't I? You don't like? I hate lavender.
Oh, and that's
like
I love lavender.
Have you ever used Dragon Balm?
Sorry?
dragon balm.
What's that one?
So
Tiger balm, like you put it on your.
Oh, tiger balm. Yeah.
You put it on your, like when you feel like pressure on your forehead. It's just like a little thing, and I don't know.
It just
it's really weird.
soothes. If you really suffer with like headaches, spontaneous, really bad head, or a bad elbow or something, just get a little bit of tiger balm and pop it on those points, and it will soothe your head.
It's really weird. It's kind of like you can feel it dragging the pain out. It's like,
yeah. And loads of people use it. Loads of athletes use it.
So, is your mum still on here, Jodie? Just in case she had any questions.
Yeah, she's.
Oh,
Shall we have a shout? Nan! Nan!
Oh gosh, it doesn't get called Nan. It's Gar.
Gar. Retard.
What, Gar?
Yeah, Gar.
Gar.
That's a new one.
Gar and Puff.
It's because the
Shut
first
up.
grandchild couldn't say, like, we took the piss because she didn't want to be called Granny. She didn't want to be called Nan. She was going to be called Lynn. And we lived in a pub then. And
She
all the
hates me
locals
already.
kept calling her Granny Lynn to take. And so we were just calling her Granny Lynn. And when the baby was born, the first was born, he couldn't say Granny.
Or
he kept
Lynn.
just saying calling her Gar, and then it just.
So it's stuck.
So we've got Gar and Papa,
And then Papa P
and then my granddad, who was Papa originally, is now Papa Pete because he's the other granddad. So they're quite lucky. They've got a great granddad still.
Retard.
We've got a whistly filter. It's like sounded like somebody was farting. But so how are they like? Not I don't want to say coping, but how are they like with Nicole's development and all that lot? So
Retard.
Everybody is. I don't know why you point at me when you do that one. It's so.
oh,
Retard.
It's I don't know why she does it at me.
And I point as well.
Mom.
He tells everyone I wear pink tutus to bed. So.
You said that.
so you can still you can call me Gar, no problem. I'm so grateful for your help. That's okay, Gar.
Do you have any questions?
Well, yeah. So how are they approaching you, Jodie and Nicole? Like
Everyone's you every day and checking in on you. Checking in.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh. You might have to repeat that again, Jodie. You might have to repeat that again because we lost you.
Calling me and messaging me every stuff. She'll message me in the morning and stuff.
Can't.
Shut
I can't hear her.
Messaging you, haven't you?
So,
Right, I'm going to get closer to see if I can hear you. The connection's going again.
God.
Ooh. Let's see what the time is quick. Oh, it's around about the time we sort of finish this.
we
Or
did
otherwise,
start alive. So.
yeah, but at 12:10, or otherwise the live's going to be the video's going to be way too long for YouTube. Oh, but what I just want to say, Nicole and Jodie, is you two are going to help a lot of people with this video today. I know it's been buffering this way, buffering that way, conversations flying everywhere, but you know what? That shows people that you're normal and you're human. You're not anything different than anyone else, and you don't need to think that. And Jodie, you have every right to go, what's wrong? But you're a mum. You don't feel bad. You want your daughter to be healthy. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with saying to her, can you just go to your room for 10 minutes? I need a bit of space. You need a bit of space. It kind of helps. And you two are now that duo act that everybody's going to aspire to. Ooh! And we're going to get you out there. I mean, well, you had Paul Stevenson watch you today. He's another big person in the English Tourettes community.
That's what we're doing.
We'll see how many views we get on YouTube. Ooh!
I mean, keep up the good work, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm going to keep in contact. I'm going to be there till they get the diagnosis, at least, if not more. But you guys are only moving up the road as well, so maybe it was fate. Maybe Tourette's brings people together. Maybe we've got some sort of magnetic, like, I don't know, but like.
You got some GMTs in town.
Yeah, when we get a garden.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, thank you for doing this. Like I said, even if it's just one person that's helped. And, like I said, we had Twitch teams on here. I'll get them in touch with Nicole, if you want to get in touch with them, Nicole. Because they're all around about your age. And the girl that runs it, Olivia, she's, I believe it's Olivia, sorry if I got it wrong. She's a nice girl, and they do everything. And carry on. You. I've enjoyed today's live. It's been nice. So it's relaxed and it's done. So let's see if we can get you a YouTube, be a YouTube started. So yeah, this is episode 3 of Tourettes and Friends. And then you know what we could even do, maybe in the next month or so, do a catch up, see how you guys are, see where it's all got. And then you can be sort of like the running story of the group of the series, and then people can sort of see how Nicole's progressing, how you're even progressing yourself, Jodi.
So the thing is, it's Nicole growing up with Tourette's, because you started so young, is that you can grow up and, in a sense, you have a better advantage to Ryan because his Tourette's sort of started late. Yes, there was the pseudo seizures that came in ages ago, but you've got more time to focus until you're older on more ways to suppress and help you in keeping your Tourette's back and finding other things that are going to help you, like animals.
Yeah, I mean, wait there. Nicole, go get Beth. Go get Beth.
All by ourselves.
Being ditched for a turtle now.
Oh God.
Let's make this the clip for TikTok.
Is that Susie?
This is Sherbet.
Sherbet Lemon.
She was found in a pond, bless her, in London, wrapped in a plastic bag. So they don't know if she was dumped or she was trying to find food in a plastic bag. But all this orange is rust and iron oxide and all that lot. Ooh! So just show people that animals do help. There we go. Ooh! So
that's a big one.
He's massive, isn't he? He's a big boy.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
Ooh! So turtle soup. Fuck off, not wanker. We found out obviously people with Tourette's have a lot of things in common. I found out a lot of people do go to animals straight away. And obviously yours is more the cuddly type. Mine is more the type that wants to just sit there and stare at you. Even though she did hear a car there, didn't she? And then literally ran and legged it back into my feet when we were outside.
I literally just wanted to.
But she also, what was it? Our neighbour left her bag up, and obviously the bag acted like a little support like that. She just went straight up there and sunbathed in the bag as if it was hers all her life. So yeah, it's nice to see that we have different sort of animals, but the animals will do their job. And I just want to say on behalf of me and Nicole, to the rats and the turtles and any other people with Tourette's that's got animals, I don't think they know how much they do for us in return that we do for them. Yeah. They say they're awesome. They are awesome. But what I think we should do is we should take a bye now. Yeah, and I will
have a video call.
Yeah, I'll video call you afterwards. I'll give you a video call now, and then all right then. Right. Thank you for joining, everyone. Bye. 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 There'll be another one too. I think I've got another. Wait there. I've got another episode coming up. Yeah, no. I've got another episode coming up in the next few days with a guy called Dave, and he runs a Tourette's gathering. So it'll be nice to see how he got into Tourette's and how he sorted it all out. So thank you guys, and love you all.